Hi, my name is Phil, and today I'll be coding a trading strategy live dashboard and backtesting module of that strategy live within an hour. And I will be using AI tools to do that. And this is a workflow that we're using at QuantumCode, which I co-founded in order to automate strategies and auto trade strategies that we use to manage millions of dollars. Using the right AI tools the right way makes it possible for most people to just jump in and literally within an hour, without any prior knowledge, create a strategy and create a coding strategy that works. And I'll showcase this by doing this within an hour and trade a strategy that we could actually trade, actually live trade, and see a live dashboard as well. Our workflow will be as follows. We will use ChatGPT. In fact, we'll use a custom GPT called Grimoire, and that's a GPT that has been built by someone that's optimized for coding. So we will use that to start our overall project and get an overall template for our project, and we'll get it started. And then we'll also use Cursor, which is an IDE for coding, and it has already ChatGPT included in the program itself. So we will use that in order to adjust our code and develop it further. And the strategy that we'll be using will be a strategy where we enter on a New York open, and depending on which way we break the range, which way we break the candle, that way we will trade for the next 10 candles. Simple strategy, and today we will see if it works. And the good part is that while building this dashboard and while building the auto trading and the live trading and the live dashboard, we can just plug in any other strategy that we want. So after this video, you will know how to do this dashboard and how to do the program, and then you can just plug and play different strategies and test them out and see how they work. And we'll do this by setting a 1-hour timer. I've written out the prompts already so I don't waste time. So here's the prompt. I want to create a trading strategy with the live dashboard and backtesting. I want to code in Python. The live dashboard should use lightweight charts. I want you to help me build out the project, solve all possible logical conflicts, and start implementing it. We'll be using price action, time, and stochastic indicator for the strategy. We'll be pulling historical data for the backtest and live data for the dashboard from Binance. Also give me an exact project structure with all files and folders. Use the newest version of Python, Binance, and other binary libraries. This prompt, the general prompt I use, really what we want to do here is just give as much information as possible to the GPT so we can get started. So we will press enter and we'll get an overall layout here, which is very good. We also ask for a project structure, and that project structure we will then paste into Cursor. So we have our project done already, and you will see how that works. So I'll take this project structure and I'll paste it into Cursor. I'll cd into my projects folder to make a new project, and I'll open my chat and I will start here. Create this project structure for my new project. I want to call it, and usually at QuantumCode we use animal names to call the project. Usually sea animals, so I'll call this one beluga. Here we go. Press enter, and now it will create the commands for us with all the subdirectories and all the files. Perfect. So now we will just take this and code it in, paste it in. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and now we can open a folder. I can go to here, open beluga, and here we go. Here we have our setups with utils and main. So now we can keep going, and we can start with the outline of our app, in which case we will just take that and paste it in. And now every single time we have this issue, that means that we don't have our modules installed. So I will just real quick create a virtual environment that I did with Command-Shift-P, by the way. And now as we have this environment selected, I will open new terminal and I will install all of these things. Actually, I will do this with AI as well, so it's easier for you guys. Write pip install all commands for all the necessary. And the good thing about cursor is when I write this message, it already takes the context, it already takes this file. There we go. And we still need the strategies from our other things. All right, there we go. All right, and the good part about this is that it's going to tell us everything we need to do. So now we'll get the pip install command that we actually need. So I'm just going to go ahead and paste it in here. It's going to install everything that we need. Then we'll set up our directories, which, by the way, we have already done, but I'll just do it again after this is downloaded. And then we'll do the data fetching right away. So, yeah, you will see how this comes together. I'll just go ahead and keep telling this, keep telling the GPT to continue. So everything's written out and we can implement it. The download's pretty slow right now because my Wi-Fi is slow. I'm streaming this as well. We're installing. Close this for now. Here we go. I'll paste this in again. File exists, file exists, file exists. However, this one here, there we go. So here we have all those files. Perfect. This is our data fetcher. So let me just go ahead and go to data fetcher. That one we still don't have in here for some reason. Utils data fetcher, whereas this one's in data fetcher. Right. So I don't think we need this data because this is going to be okay. Utils data fetcher. We just put this code in. There we go, and we'll tell it to continue. Right now, it did our strategy. Strategy is not defined yet, but we have some sort of definition here. So let's just go in here, and we'll be able to change that strategy. We will probably have to pip install TA as well. Then we'll have the backtester, we'll paste it in here. Go. Then we'll have our HTML, which is for the dashboard right here. Here we go. We have the next steps. At this point, everything's the same way I want the project structure from this GPT. Everything else will be actually doing in Cursor itself. So right now, I just want to get everything in here. TA import to install. And you don't even have to be grammatically correct. You can be very, very quick when you're typing. It will still work. All right, so here we have our backtester getting ready. And so the way that this is going to work is that the files will be generated and written for us. There is a very, very low chance, however, that they will work together right away. There's going to be errors, most likely, which is all right. That's something we expect, and then we fix those errors. But a huge part of the project and the progress will be done for us to a point where all you have to do is bug fix. So even a coder that's just starting out will actually be doing pretty well. All right, so here we go. This is our strategy backtester. Did I copy it in? Let's see. I think so. That's the backtester. Here we go. There we go. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. Okay, socket.io. We need to install as well. Keep going, and this is going to be for our route, for our app, and it literally tells us where to put what. So this is our app. Let's put this in here in main, which I think. Right, so now we can go through all of this and make sure that this works. So let's start with our data pull, because at first we're going to pull our data. So let's go to data fetcher and see how this one works. There's a data fetcher that's running something that I would assume we're fetching here. Let's see. So it will get the historical K lines, and it will get this. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take the one module that we have and say implement the data fetcher. There we go. I would assume that we have this installed already, but let's just double check. Yeah. And we're writing. And while that's happening, we can look at the other stuff. This honestly looks pretty okay, and this one looks pretty okay as well for the first strategy, and then we can change the strategy itself. And then we have this route. So let's just run this. We'll have to wait a little bit for the Wi-Fi to kick in. So we still need to add in our API key and API secret that we don't have here. So what we'll do is we can literally take this error, paste it in here, and do Command Enter, and that will paste it with the entire code base. So the AI will look at the entire code and tell us where the issue is. I know where the issue is, but for the purpose of the video. Okay, so our data fetcher here is actually done. Looks good. Let's put it in. Perfect. Binance WebSockets. There we go. This one did not work, so I'm just going to do it again. And we're writing the new class for the data fetcher. Take it, put it in here. There we go. Now we don't have any errors, and it should actually work pretty well. We just need to implement all of these. Like this, modify accordingly. Not bad. There we go. This one is taken care of. We will paste this in here once we have the update. How's time? It has been 15 minutes. We have 45 minutes to go. All right, so our main.py looks much better now. So we'll add it in here, and then it should be able to run as well. The API key and API secret I will add in as well, obviously, but I will do it through my environment, and the key and secret through my, here we go, very nice. And actually this has already been taken care of. So what I'll do is I'll restart it, so it will take the new main.py, and I will make sure it's there again. Okay, so while this is done, or looks pretty done right now, let's see what else we need to do here. Our index HTML, now update my index HTML to include the lightweight, add it in here. Here we go. And in the meantime, we'll see what's going on here. All right, so what we can do here as well is we can just tell this to apply to the current file, and while that's happening, we can go here and see what's happening. So as you can see, with the help of AI, I'm doing two things at once right now. So there's also a reason why we can create a project that would take weeks to do, or multiple coders to do, professional coders, and we can do it ourselves pretty quickly. So right now we're getting the website front end, and we're getting the changes in order for this to work correctly. So right now I will add in my API key and secret very soon, and in that case this actually should be running, and it does, but we did get an error and a df copy, so there's going to be something wrong here with the strategy, possibly because we don't have the stochastic, possibly. Let's see what we got here. Play not found, index HTML. All right, well, that's not good. It's probably because we have a problem here. So I'll take this, I'll paste it in here, then I'll take this, take the index HTML, put it into my HTML. There we go. Our entire project is a little messed up here. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'll do tree, I think it's like this, L2, something like that. I'll take the structure, go, and I'll add it in here. This is my current structure, change it, so add it in here. I'll do it with the code base as well. And there's the HTML, and here our data. At this point we will switch to only cursor. Write commands to move and change my, there we go. So we'll do this one by one, and it's in templates. So now if we open this, it runs, and this one error should be taken care of at least. There we go. Okay, so now our website is somehow working. All right, now we're getting an error here with the strategy, especially with the apply historical data, because I see it here. All right, so strategy dot apply historical data. So the problem is probably going to be historical data, run historical data. Where's this apply historical data? It's in the back tester. that apply historical data, and it does not work. So it looks like our historical data is incorrect, and if our historical data is incorrect, it has to be somewhere here. So let's add in a print to see our historical data like this, and let's do print like this. Let's run it again, see where the issue is. So clearly our historical data does not work. So this turns none as historical data, and we'll see that the data fetcher, something's wrong here. Probably the issue is going to be that it's not implemented. That's the main issue. Let's see if we have it implemented or if we wrote it out before. I don't think so. Yeah, it's just with placeholders, so obviously it's not going to work because we didn't implement it. It's going to do it for us. And then once again, we will work on something else. This data is pretty old. We don't need that. What I want to do actually is I want to go to the 15-minute, and I'm going to do January 1st, 2023. Does this work? Yeah, 23 like this. And now I'll go to the data fetcher, apply diff, and it's going to work it for us. Other than that, I said this should solve that problem. And okay, WebSocket message. Okay, so at this point it should be running. I don't know why we have this data folder here, to be honest. We don't need it right now. I think I can just delete it because now all our folders have something in it. All right, while that has been going on, let me just save it and run it. All right, we have a date issue, but I'm pretty sure that we called it. Okay, so this is in strategies. Are we printing? Yeah, we should. Print illegal character in start time. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna do 100 days ago UTC, because I know that this works. Go here, forward the data fetcher, use the bind. It's gonna be better. There we go. Take this port, paste it in here, my bad, like this, and then I think that I need async IO, which is good. We don't need this import. And let's see if it works now. Looks like it does. Now we still have this error, but our data already looks good here. So we'll take this and paste it in. I'm pretty sure that we need to make sure that the historical data that we're getting is in a data frame, because it's not here. Because in our strategy that we're using, so we're going back to the run, we're using the strategy.apply. So if we go to apply, or let me just go to strategy.apply, we are using this. Was this correct? There we go. We halfway done right now, looks like. Okay, let's see if this works. Open it. Errors date. Same thing. Do we print it with date open hello close? Okay, I just see an issue here in place. There you go. Now this should work. This would be something that the AI will tell us anyways, but I'm on a clock here, so I'll make sure that this is faster. Open hello close. And I think it's like drop false. Yeah, there we go. Try and reload it, see if it works now. Same error. I'm just gonna, that's why. I also want to return the date here. Yes. Now it's gonna work. Maybe not. It worked because now we have a different error, which is a good sign. Okay, so now we have the date as the index, and that's fine. Now the error that we have is in, let's see, in run backtest, features result, apply historical data, stochastic oscillator, close as min. Okay, so we still have an error, because the error is that the string and float we cannot do, and the reason for that is probably because in the data fetcher, give it to the data fetcher. So I'll take this and I'll switch it up. There we go. preload, see how it works. Here we go, looks like it works. I would not think about the profit right now. I will fix this right away because these warnings are just going to be annoying. And in the meantime, I'll start working on strategy because the strategy is not the one that we want anyways. Before I do that though, let's work on the dashboard because we have some data here. However, it does not really show anything on our dashboard. So let's just see the index HTML. This should say trading dashboard, all these things. It's not here right now. So I will just try and run it again, see what it does. And then based on that, we will work on the dashboard. We'll also design it in our QC colors. Okay, so this is just empty. I don't see anything. Probably partly also because the design is off. So here's what I'm going to do first. I will take this HTML, which is the front end of our website, and what I will do is I will take our color palette. I will probably blur this out for a second, and I will say make a CSS file and apply my color palette to this. Here we go. Now the CSS is being run. This really just doesn't work right now for us. So we're gonna wait with that, and then we're just gonna link it. So I'm gonna link it right away actually by applying the div to this file, and then I'm gonna make the style CSS. Where should I put the CSS file for my Flask app to run correctly? And I can also give it, let me just accept this, I'll also give it the correct tree that we have right now. So really what it is, just understanding what the AI wants to see and what information the AI needs in order to build this out. So we should put this into static. We don't have a static folder right now, so I'll tell the AI to create it. I'll also update this, create writing out the command. The reason why I don't add the folders manually, which is something that we could easily do, is that if you get used to this, it's going to be easier when you get started. And really, especially because we're on time, I want to make sure that whatever we're doing is time efficient. That is also something, also a reason why for us this approach works, and why for us we can create strategies, we can create dashboards in a very quick time. All right, so this looks somehow. Right now we're not getting any data in here, so I want to look at this. Okay, but a server, there's some errors here. So I will actually start with this one because this one looks to be more important. I will just paste it in here like this. 5000 data one, that route isn't really here, is it? So that's why we're not getting the data, because we're not sending it. And this error, I don't really know. We'll look at it later. It's probably some issue in the HTML here, or the JavaScript. Here we go. Serve the data that we get as historical data in the dashboard JSON. So lightweight can use it. I will also add in the lightweight charts documentation here, so it works. And I'll add in main.py. Here we go, main.py, and I'll also add in, index, and I'll add in the data fetcher. So as you can see, this task for a normal programmer, it would take, even if we're quick, it might take 15 minutes. For someone that's not experienced, it might take hours to do this, to finally figure it out. Now we just sent a simple prompt to the AI, and it's going to figure it out for ourselves pretty quickly. So that's good. I can apply this right away, and we can apply, well, a lot of things right away actually. The open time, we can apply multiple things at the same time. So this is what I'm going to do. And we can modify two things at the same time. We can modify as many actually as we want. So I'm going to modify this as well, and you will see that all of these things will be modified. I think not at the same time. Oh no, they do. See, they do work at the same time, which is good. It just might take a little bit longer. But yeah, right now we're working on 3 separate things at the same time. It looks like this modification already was there. No, it was not. For historical data, open time. It's not here. But honestly, I think I'll just keep it. Okay, that's why. That is why. Okay, we can accept this, and we had some error here. What is the error? Okay. I don't think we need this right now, to be honest. Let me accept all and see if there's another error. That's my bad. Like this, backtest. Look at the historical data. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna write it in find, and I'll add in the new main.py. How much time do we have left? 19 minutes. So I think we're just about gonna make it. And also, I'm not used to coding and talking at the same time. So the next video that we'll do, which by the way, if you give me a strategy, I will literally code it for you, and we'll backtest it and we'll live trade it, and it's gonna be faster. I think I'm just gonna take this, put it in here. I need this to stop. Like this. There we go. Okay, let's try and run it. I'm not sure if this is gonna work. We will see. Probably an error. What is this? Historical data fetched, running backtest. Is it here? No, it's not. Probably know what the error is here anyways, but let's just fix this error. So our data route takes this and runs the backtest. Doesn't really return any data here, does it? So that's slightly weird. Love the profit. I don't know what the strategy is. We're gonna switch it out. This is also true. Something we already said. I just had to take a call and I stopped it. I didn't do anything else. We can just continue right here. So let me just resume the timer. We got 15 minutes to go. It will be a little bit tight. We'll see if we can make it. So where were we? Let's see. Right. With the data. Let's just here. All right. I see the issue. The data route needs to return a JSON, the historical data in a format that lightweight charts can. We'll take the documentation of lightweight charts, not this one. Documentation of lightweight charts, which is very good. In Cursor, you can just paste in the link of a documentation, and the program will learn the documentation and the library, and based on that, it will know how to act correctly and give us the correct results. So that's number 1. And then maybe I'm gonna add in the data fetcher as well and the main.py, so it has more context. But the problem here right now is that we want to add the correct data into the chart so it can display the data correctly. Obviously right now the AI didn't really understand that, so it's modifying the data fetcher, which is fine, because honestly the data fetcher we were using that twice. Okay, so what we got to do is this. I'm going to print the historical data here, backtest completed, and then I'm going to print historical data, and I'm going to do it like this. There we go. I also have this Copilot, GitHub Copilot, and another AI that will help and autofill my code. I don't think we have any other prints. Okay, good. So now let's run this again. I don't have to close it and run it, but I just prefer it this way. Okay, so now as we run it, we'll get the same error, whatever it is. It says running backtest, then we'll say backtest completed, and we'll get our historical data. It might take a few seconds. Here's the data. So this is our data format right now. So I will copy this. The data fetcher should remain the same. In the data route, convert the data for lightweight charts. Here is the current historical data format. Might be typos there. Really, it doesn't matter there. We'll just figure it out. So it makes more sense for me to just be quicker in the typing, because that much quicker I can wait for the response and do different things at the same time. It's just an efficiency situation. So it's going to write it out for us right now. This looks good. The time is correct. Convert to Unix, all right. And right now we should probably be able to see that data on lightweight charts. We're also going to change the that's pretty, and excuse my typing, I'm pretty tired, so my typing efficiency is down the drain. Let's see. Also, the fact that we're running a backtest before we return the data does not make sense at all, because there's just a long delay. So that doesn't really make sense. Cannot insert date. Let's see where the data is. Right here in data in main, line 30. So I'm just gonna run this again just to make sure, and then I'm gonna wait. Also, I don't want to do this backtest situation every time we call the loop. So what I'm gonna do, actually it's in a thread, but I'm just gonna comment this out because we don't need to do the backtest. We don't even have a strategy right now. It's showing us minus 90%, so it's a placeholder strategy, so we don't really need it. And let's see, right now it doesn't really look like there's an error. So let's see if we can see the data. We cannot see the data. We got the historical data for backtesting where this ran, and I'll also print the lightweight chart data so I can see it. There we go. Run it once again. Now it should be much quicker. Now we're just going to pull the data from Binance, which also, if we want to optimize this, we would save it locally so we don't have to pull it every single time, which doesn't make sense either. But you know, those are, if I would be working on this for a longer time, then that's what I would do. Also, I need to refresh this, I'm pretty sure, in order to get some actual data out of this. So we got the error. And I'm not sure what this is, that it doesn't, because it doesn't let us reset our index and insert data. The reason, the problem here is that just a data frame issue, that we put the date column as an index and we left it as a column. So now as we reset the index, it wants to take the index column, which is the date column, and put it back into the date column. The actual date column might be confusing, but really it's just a small fix. It cannot do that because it's already there. So that's why we get the error already exists. If you ask why I know why there's an error here, it's just because I did it a lot. And the truth is that if you wouldn't know what this error is, you would actually do the same exact thing as I'm doing right now. So that wouldn't be that big of a problem. And some errors I can fix right away because I've had them. If you haven't had them, you're gonna have a little bit longer discussion with the AI, but you'll figure it out. And also, like, if you're trying to replicate this, or if you're trying to do it from the ground up yourself, I'm always there in the Discord, so you can just ask. All right, let's use this one. I'm applying it right here. And also this applying situation, it's not like I cannot copy paste the data in, which right now it would make more sense to do that. But if you are just starting out, then you will actually eliminate a big amount of errors by letting the AI fill it in, because it's just another variable, and I guarantee you at some point you will mess it up. So let's see what data we're getting now. Oh, cool. So it does show us the data. Let's see. Okay, so right now I already see a crosshair here. That's a really, really good sign. That means that the data is there. It does not show it yet for two reasons. You can remember that for lightweight charts. We need to make sure that there are no NA values, and we need to make sure that the data is sorted by the timestamp. So we're just gonna write this in right now. I want to make sure that the data for lightweight charts is sorted by time and there are no NA values as per documentation. I'll add in that documentation. So by just looking at how I'm prompting and trying to prompt it yourself, maybe you want to replicate this project and prompt the AI yourself and, you know, do something similar like this. As you do that, you will learn the correct things to tell the AI, and then you'll get the best efficiency. I'm not saying that I'm a professional professional AI prompter. I never learned it. I never watched a course. This is just that I got out of necessity or out of experience of using it myself. So there might be, and this applies, by the way, to absolutely everything you see right now. There might be a better way to do that. I just the reason I'm doing it this way is because I just learned it myself and I figured it out this way. So I am sure that basically every single step that I'm doing, there's a more efficient academic way to do that. And that is just partly in my nature that I just like to dive right in, not look at any theory and then help with the theory. So, I mean, this approach might not be good for everyone. It might stress you out. To me, I know I learn the best way this way. And I also am able to form the skills and whatever we're doing specifically for what I wanted to do, which is right now coding strategies for QuantumCode. So that's that. How are we doing with time? 5 minutes. Okay, this might be tight. We might just about get the data in. Let's see. This was, I haven't really checked if that was actually the problem here. So we'll have to see. This was just a guess because that's, again, an issue that happened many times over. Right now, right now we got an error again with the date. I shouldn't have really, like right now, so what I'm doing is actually incorrect because the issue is that in the data fetcher, I am putting the date onto the columns and I am not dropping it in the index, so it's there double, which is not good. And now I need to fix the error that I did in the first place. So doing it the best way would be just to take care of this. The reason that I did not do it this way is because I wanted to kind of know, I wasn't sure if I need it as an index or not. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to drop the date column and I'm going to go by the index and we'll see if this will work. Right now, ChatGPT needs to kind of hurry up because we only got 3 minutes. We might just about make it. Okay, and this didn't help us right now, so I will have to do it manually. Let's see what we can do here. Sort values by date, that's fine. We're getting this ambiguous error. So the date column is both an index level, and where is that? That is in the sort values. Well, we can just sort it by index. I think that's actually a very simple solution here. Again, keep in mind that I am right now, and that is something crucial that I shouldn't be doing later. That's why I'm putting it out. Right now, I'm not solving a problem right away, and it might become a larger problem later on. So if this was not 3 minutes to go, I'll take some more time to fix this. Okay, let's see. Give us some data here. I hope that this will run now. So the data says invalid date. If I print what's going on here, let me do that. Print data, something like that. It might be slightly over time here, but I want to print all of this. Okay, so this will not work anymore because the date is wrong, because it has a timestamp. So I'm pretty sure that this needs to be in a Unix format and it's not, and that's the reason for this issue. We got 1 minute 30. I don't know if this will just keep going. But this was the first video we were doing, right? So we can chalk it up as a trial run. Let's just do that. And then next time we'll try to let's see the time. The time is actually not a problem here. So it shouldn't say invalid, to be honest. But it does. So let's just check lightweight. Maybe the data needs to be in milliseconds. Actually, I think it needs to be in milliseconds, and that's the problem. Chart says invalid date. I'm gonna give it the data here, like this, just a little chunk. And I'm gonna do at lightweight charts and at main. Here we go. There we go. So I think we're running out of time. Okay. Probably will be 5 minutes over the 1 hour. Which is okay, it's a first trial run. We'll try to do it again from scratch without using any prior data. And keep in mind, because we did this way, and that's interesting, it's actually a great way to learn. The AI, or the GPT, the custom GPT that we started with, will always give us a slightly different format. So there's the time. Let me just stop it here, and let's keep going. Times in seconds, verified timestamp, so I think the issue here is that we're double formatting the data, because here we have it divided by 1,000 or something like that. which we do not need. So what I'll do actually is I'll go and say modify at index HTML. Also, if you're thinking why or like how can I not read this and know what it means, it happened too many times. That's why. And with lightweight chart specifically, the timestamp and the date for each column, that's going to be the issue. Right now, what we're going to see is we're going to see the data on there. We're going to see the chart. It's not formatted. We don't have the title. We don't have anything on the website. And more importantly, we don't have the signals on the website yet. So that is something that we'll add in as well. Okay, let's see. This is writing it out for us. It's probably going to write out the whole script, which is fine. It's only 55 rows. Once you get into like the hundreds of rows, it's going to be a bigger issue. But we don't have that right now. All right. And when we look at the changes, it said removal of unnecessary date conversions, styling adjustments, and configuration of the candlestick series. So all of that sounds good. But as you can see, and this is also one of the reasons why I'm making this video in the first place is, okay, I looked at strategies and I looked at YouTube videos, how the strategies are being made and how, here we go. Nice, so we got our data on here. Now what I'm gonna do is I will take, maybe I have it here. Yeah, perfect. And I will say, hey, style the chart and the CSS, please. Please style index and add CSS according to my brand colors. Thank you. Include the lightweight chart as well. There we go. So now we should have the colors in, and then the last thing we need to do is add in the signals, and then we have a live dashboard. And then we need to add in the strategy, and then we will be good to go. So it's going to write it out for us. In the meantime, actually, we can work on something else, which is adding it to signals. So right now, we actually do want the backtest back in, because that's going to give us the entry signals. I assume because we're using a backtest engine, usually we use a custom engine that we have done. Let me just go ahead here and apply this already, and then we can do it in the styles as well. This is being worked on. Honestly, I would just like to take this and put it into the CSS, but you know, those are small adjustments. And in the style CSS, I will add this in as well. So now we're updating both files and we don't have to think about adding the correct lines into the correct lines. Okay, and after this, we will be done with the dashboard. The strategy is going to be there. It's just not the strategy that we want right now. We actually haven't defined it yet, which is something that we'll probably cover in version 2. Just to keep the video close enough, I'll just make sure that it works. We'll add in the signals. So when you take this exact code, you'll have the dashboard and you'll be able to put in any strategy that you want. This is the strategy file, so you can literally just ask ChatGPT to add in any strategy that you want in here. And then you'll have the full backtest, you'll have the performance, and you'll have the live dashboard that will live show you the signals as the time goes on. Let me just accept this. Check out style CSS. Has anything been saved here? I don't really know. But honestly, this is the entire file, so I'm just gonna do this. And let's see if the styling is correct now. Yes, except the chart isn't just yet. It's not ideal. I want the chart to have the same colors, and the way we do that is right here. This is a problem that lightweight charts does, and the reason for that is that's the wrong. It has the old variable. ChatGPT thinks that this is the old variable. I think it should be either background or it should be color. One of those two. Variable. These are just common issues that you will probably have when you do the same thing. Let's see what it says. Background, right? So the color is wrong. I just didn't remember what the actual thing was. So now we refresh it. I could probably just refresh the site, but here we go. So now it's going to look better. The layout is still horrible, but okay. So now we have our chart. We have our Bitcoin price live in 15-minute intervals. Now we want to make sure that, well, first of all, we don't see the exact time in our cursor, which is fine. We can add that in later. That is a very simple fix also for you to add. And the main thing is that we want to add in the signals now. So the way we're going to do that is I'm going to make a new chat here, and I'm going to say I want to also display the signals from my strategy as markers on my chart. Please modify my project accordingly. All we need. This was a bit of a stretch with typing. And I'm going to add in main because that's where the change is going to happen. I'm going to add an index so it understands, and it remembers, but hey, so it understands what we're working with. And I'm also going to add in the strategy. Here we go. See what it spits out. And so you will cap out your efficiency actually relatively quickly. It is a steep learning curve, but by coding this way, you'll be much, much faster because you have to figure out stuff yourself and you have to learn it beforehand. So that's very good. I was teaching one of my friends coding. He never coded before, and after 2 days he was able to do a full web app with this method of coding. The good part is as well that the way you improve your efficiency is by learning of doing multiple tasks at the same time, and then just have the AI implement it. And when you are proficient in that, and that is, in my opinion, the right skill to learn right now when you code in this AI environment, you will, like, if someone would compare you to a normal trader not using AI, you would probably be, well, he you know, studied coding in university for I don't know how many years, and you started out, you will be than that person, much more efficient if you get some experience. And so it's a very, very large difference. So there are no signals here. I don't think the historical data includes signals, and I'm just gonna do the entire context. When I do command enter, it's gonna take all the files at the same time. Okay. I kind of want to know, do we get the signals when we apply it? I just want to know apply or add in the signals, because I'm not sure if you say so. So let me just apply this diff. Same thing, you know, like there's some code that's like I can copy this and like put it into the right row, but right now I don't even have to think about it. So what I'm spending time on in my head right now is the next steps. So you're again much more efficient. All right, let's see if the signals are there. So that was step number 1 actually. Okay, signals are in. That was step number 1, is modify the data route. Step number 2, let's go in here. And I do understand that for someone that has not coded before, this might be a little advanced, but I promise you, by just watching a couple videos like this, you will get there. Then any missing parts that you don't understand, you can just watch tutorials about it on YouTube. And I don't have to post tutorials about very simple stuff that anyone can explain to you, and I can post about the framework that we use in our company to build dashboards and strategies that, you know, clients pay us hundreds of thousands for, and do it in a timely manner. Okay, have it run, reload. Honestly, I would like to improve this height because the chart is super slow and I don't love it. Here we go. So this is our strategy, and it's not great, but this is our strategy. And now if we change the strategy, then it's going to look better. The last thing that I'm going to say is in here, I want to please format the strategy, the lightweight chart, to be in the middle, add in a title, or make it seen. And other than that, there's a lot of stuff we can do. We can add in analytics, we can add in, are we in a live trade right now or not, all of those things. But right now we don't have to do that. This is just gonna do its thing right now. I don't think that we have a live data feed implemented right now, but we have our dashboard and we have our strategies inside. As you can see, these are sell signals, these are buy signals. It doesn't really look like a good strategy, to be honest. That's why the minus 90%. But that was a random strategy that we got. If we would implement our own strategy, it will look much better, as we do with our trading. I can show you some of the dashboards that we built. Let me just go to the bundles and to the strategy dashboard, and you will see I am pretty sure that's the wrong password. And I can also go in here, strategy. There we go. Okay, so this is one of our one of our dashboards right here, another dashboard here. Here are the separate strategies that are running. Once it loads up, you will see this is also a very similar situation here, and here are our dashboards that are running, that have been running live for many years. And these now can also auto trade, which is our newest addition, our newest software called Seadragon. And Seadragon takes these signals from these dashboards that have a live trading performance and trades it live with live signals and live trading, and you will see the live performance similar to this. So these are our strategies, these are our dashboards, and I don't know why this is lagging right now. And yeah, that is basically it. We did a very standard dashboard here. We'll add in this last part. I was just making sure that it's the whole code, because sometimes it doesn't give us the whole code. See what we added in here. Reset this thing, reload it. So here we go. We can make it larger and, you know, add in everything. So yeah, this is the description of the strategy, and the thing is that there's multiple strategies that are negatively correlated, meaning that they're working against each other and they're trading at the same time right now, and this is their performance over a few years. This account started with $10,000, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. All right, and this is it. Right now, I will make a version, part 2 to this with like slight, making it look nice, adding in the correct strategy that we want to add in, maybe some analytics, stuff like that. Yeah, other than that, we did not do it completely within an hour, but we will make another video with another strategy, with another variation, and we will make that quicker. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.